Hello and welcome to a new video. In this video I'd like to talk to you about how to shadow Gulf Arabic. Now if you're wondering what shadowing is a technique developed by Alexander Arguelles to learn the contents of any given language book quickly and thoroughly. It relies on the audio of a given book, the audio accompaniment that is, and the transcripts. Let me show you a book which is well suited for shadowing. It's called Colloquial Arabic of the Gulf and Saudi Arabia by Clive. It's a book I've already talked about in a previous video. This is appropriate for shadowing because it does have audio available, which is in my possession and which I in fact have right here on my phone. Now I'm just going to put on my watch and then bring you, dear viewer, onto my wrist to take a ride. I'm going to give you a sort of hand's-eye view of the world. Okay, so that's working. Good. Voila, the audio. Now bear in mind you should be outside while you do this, not in your office. You should be getting away from your desk. And what's more, you should be wearing headphones. But for demonstration, I'll just do it without. These are the first lines of the book. يا ليلى أعطيني ستة سمك من فضلك يا محمد روح جيب لي كل سيجارة من فضلك يا عبد الله عطني فنجان قهوة من فضلك يا سلوى روح جيب لي غسل برتقال من فضلك جيب لي الدهر ضخ بالمكتب سوي سندويتشين من فضلك عطني قلم خذ السيارة روح الخباز وجيب لي خبزين خذ الفلوس سوي فنجان قهوة. Stop. Now, imagine that going on for about 10 or 15 minutes, and that's an appropriate amount of time to be shadowing for. After 10 or 15 minutes, sit down, take a rest, and if you want, start again. But the point of this stage of shadowing is not to be focusing at all on how the words are represented in any script, but just to focus on the sounds, that is the phonology of the language, and to cycle through the material quite deliberately, to listen to the same parts again and again and again. It should last for about a month, this stage. So, what I'm saying is, here, after about 10 minutes, you will have got through about 30% of this particular book. The audio only amounts to about half an hour in total. So, after you've completed 30%, take a rest, and you could either listen to that part again, which I would recommend, or you could cycle through it continually, then moving to the next 30 to 60%, then the next 60 to 100%, and so on and so on. Cycle through the audio for about a month. Okay, then comes the next stage, the transcription stage, we might say. Let me take you off my wrist. In this book, we do have transcripts of all the recordings. Here, for example, in Unit 1, we have these transcripts. Remember this? Ya Ahmed, Sauli a glass chai min fadlak, and so on. And in the back of the book, we should have all the English translations of said units. That's gonna be right here. The translations of those sentences. These sentences and the transcript sentences you will take, let me put you back on my wrist. You'll take these and you'll put it into your phone so that while playing the audio, you can read along, either with the English translation or with the Arabic transcriptions. Let's go back to the beginning. يا أحمد سوي لي glass chai من فضلك يا ليلى أعطيني نصف سمك من فضلك شو يصير؟ يا محمد روح جيب لي كوب سيجارة من فضلك يا عبد الله عطني فنجان قهوة من فضلك يا سلوى روحي جيب زم برتقال من فضلك جيب لي دخل روح المكتب من فضلك سوي لي سندويتشين من فضلك عطني قلم خذ السيارة روح الخباز وجيب لي خبزين خذ الفلوس سوي فنجان قهوة يا عطني الأخوان القصار وجيب لي لوين اللحم أروح البيت روح المدير من فضلك وجيب لي الكتب هس كم كاتب في الشركة؟ 9 كتاب وكم سكرتيرية؟ سكرتيرية انزين أصلا أعيش بعد؟ إي والله أصلا أعيش 2 ولية كم في؟ والله ما مشتري ولية الحين. Okay, So there you have it. That's more or less the shadowing method in full. I prescribe 1 month of blind shadowing, that is with no reference to the text. 1 more month of shadowing with just the English translation, that is so you immediately know what it is you're saying, to remind you of the meaning. And thirdly, a month of shadowing the Arabic script, either the Romanization or the Arabic script itself, whatever your priority is. Just one more thing I'd like to talk about regarding shadowing is classic shadowing, what we might call classic shadowing. Alexander Arguelles, as I said, invented this method, and he used mostly Assimil books, which informed the method, I think, because he would listen to the audio recordings in cassette form on his Walkman or CD man, and while he was listening, he would bring the book with him to the park, and he would hold the book out in front of him while walking in this quite deliberate way, as an exercise, don't forget. And in doing this, he could choose whether to anchor himself on the page, either on the right, where the English is, or on the left, where the foreign language was. So here, for example, Arabic on the left, I could be listening and reading Arabic, or if that's too difficult, listening and reading English. But in any case, you have a lot of control merely by opening the book and holding it in front of you like this. Still, the disadvantage is one looks a bit strange walking around the book in front of one like this. And if you have headphones in and you're holding your phone, people will probably just presume that you're involved in some kind of important business call, won't they? So, that's what I see as an advantage of the new method. I hope that this has been informative for you and that you'll try shadowing out. So, good luck in your studies and see you next time. Bye!